Oh, hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. Guys, we're gonna have to make a promise. We're gonna have to promise that we're never gonna spend this much time apart again. My word, have I missed you. I haven't seen you since the 10th of December. So much has happened. Guys, how has your Christmas been? How was your New Year? Can you believe as well? I'll do a victory lap, but I'm not allowed to. It's my first show in this brand new, shiny new studio as well. I cannot believe it. I feel like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I followed the yellow brick road all the way to crafty heaven. And who better to join me at the end of that yellow brick road? My very own Toto. Oh yes, the Scotty Hottie. Craig is here with me. How are you, Craig?
I was wondering where you were going to go with that one. You could have gone in many, many different
I could have said Scarecrow.
You could have said Scarecrow. You could have said Tin Man. You could have said the Lion. Many things. But yeah, it's so good to actually see you back. Yeah, not that one. Thank you, Laura. It's so good to see you back. It's so good to be working with you again. It does feel like so long since you've been here, but you're keeping well. You're okay?
Oh yeah, really well. Obviously, a very small Christmas and New Year. I know, as a lot of us had, but I ate a lot, Craig. I drank an awful lot as well, which is always wonderful. But now I'm back. Yay! Loads of you saying hello to me already. I've missed you guys. Who's in already? So we've got Georgianne here from Florida. I can see Vicky in Nottinghamshire, Summy in Minnesota, Bonnie in the UK, Sarah's in Australia. Hello. Linda in Wisconsin, Diana in Indianapolis, Jill's in Yorkshire, Mary from Blackport, and Christine from upstate New York as well. Hello. Happy New Year to you all. How was your Christmas then, Craig? Because I haven't seen you. We haven't had a full debrief yet, have we? Since Christmas?
No, we've not. We haven't had a debrief at all. So it was lovely, bit like yourself, bit like everyone. It was quiet. I was one of those that I was very lucky with everything that's gone on in the world. And obviously due to my health reasons, I was able to go home for Christmas. I was going to be staying till just after the New Year, but I just thought, no, let's be sensible and let's be safe. So I actually came back round about, it's about the 27th, the 28th, I came back and spent New Year at home, but it was lovely. I'd done some Facebook Lives across on my Facebook page, got chatting with you all and done a wee bit of crafting as well. And do you know what? Just chilled out, relaxed, recharged my batteries, because boy, we're going to need our batteries recharged, not only for this week, but over the next coming weeks and months. So it was lovely, but knowing that I was coming back and was going to be on with you today, it's been good. We've kind of had Ben holding the fort just while you've been off, but we've got you back now. It's going to be so pleased to be back. Loads of you saying hello and welcoming back. It's so lovely to be back with the Crafters TV family. I'm basically, there's something I can talk about tomorrow that I can't talk about today, and I've got to say, guys, already it is eating me up. It is eating me up inside. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about something big, huge. Look, when we say it's big, last time I told you there was something big, it was a brand new studio. So, I mean, we're not going to give you another studio, just saying. But tomorrow,
big news. Big news tomorrow.
Do I know what
right,
it is?
we're 4 minutes in and we haven't even chatted about what is coming up in the show today. We are going to be trouble today, Craig.
Do I know what it is?
I think you know, yeah. Your poker face is way better than mine, Craig. Watch this space tomorrow. Something big is coming. Right, this is a masterclass. What is a masterclass all about? It's all about us finding a product that we know that a lot of you guys already own, a lot of you guys love as well. Maybe some of you haven't got it yet. Maybe you've been thinking about it. Then we've got a great deal for you as well. But as a lot of you already own this product, it's really about you getting loads of hints, loads of tips, loads of inspiration as well. And it was all going to be about our stained glass window dies. Few different ways for you to get hold of these, okay? So they're in their smaller collections if you want to get them like that. So you can go for the Half Moon collection, which is the one just here. And this has the land and sea window die within there, which is absolutely gorgeous. I really love this. It's my favourite one out of all 4 of them. Not that we're allowed favourites, of course. If you want to go for that one, $14.99, $19.95. Great dip your toe in price if you wanted to give it a go, if you haven't got it so far. We've also got all the single lilies is the diamond option, which has the single lily die in there with that gorgeous stained glass window effect that you're going to be able to achieve. That one's been done there as a shaker card as well, as you can see. $12.99 or $14.95 if you want to get your hands on that. What that of course is going to give you is going to give you the card bases and envelopes, 5 black, 5 white, 10 envelopes, and it's going to give you the die that's going to enable you to cut all of that glorious detail out of there as well. The next one that we've got for you is the arch. Now the arch, do you know what? I'm going to pop my clogs on, Craig, and I'm going to go cycling through the tulip fields in the Netherlands. That's how I feel when I look at this one. Gorgeous, isn't it? Really lovely. $16.99 or $19.95, 20% saving. Again, this particular bundle will get you that die. It'll also get you the card blanks in the black and the white, and you'll get all of the envelopes that you need as well. And then also, we've also got the rectangular one as well in the smaller combination. I'm going to give you the details of the bigger collection in just a moment. Look at these gorgeous new shots that we get in this studio. Craig, I mean, the camera angles over here, I mean, they are off the chart, aren't they?
They really are. Just wait until you
How
have a
amazing
product
does it look?
where you really need to zoom in. I was blown away in my very first show where it goes into all that incredible detail. So just wait till you see that one. Because if you think the shot you're getting just now is awesome, just you wait. Nothing compared to what the guys can do now.
I feel like I might have to up my makeup game a bit though, to be honest, Craig, because I am looking shiny over here today. That is the rectangle one again for you. You get the rectangle die there, and you also then, of course, are going to get the card blanks and the envelopes as well. Now, far and away the busiest option so far in this show is to go for the big collection. So what the big collection is going to give you are the 4 individual collections that I've just shown you. It's also going to give you the self-adhesive matte black cardstock, and it's also going to give you, oh, don't knock it over, Joe. It's going to give you that heavyweight acetate in there as well, which is awesome. So you've got absolutely everything that you need in there to be creating loads and loads of great cards. I mean, 40 cards off the bat straight away there, because that's the amount of card blanks and envelopes you've got, but you're going to be able to add more card blanks and envelopes to that as you go along. If you're in the club today, if you're a platinum member in Club Inspire, $51.20 or $64, meaning Club Inspire platinum members, you are saving $48.70 or $60.50, almost as much as you are spending. Now, don't forget, I know a lot of you already own this collection, so you might be wanting to come back and top up on some of the consumables. If you want to go for the card bases and the envelopes, we've got those available for you. You can see 80 pieces there total. That is, of course, 40 cards, 40 envelopes, 5 black, 5 white in each of the different shapes. $14.97 or $28.5 if you want to go for those. And we also, of course, have the heavyweight acetate with the matte black adhesive cardstock for you as well. Just give you those details. There we are, $13.95 or $17.52 if you want to get your hands on those. Loads of you chatting away with me in the comments. Aisha saying thank you so much for your Facebook lives recently, Craig. And says, Joe, you are a tease. I confess I am a tease. I'm sorry, what can I say? Marilyn saying, hi Joe, miss you so much. You're the funniest and most adorable man. Soz Craig. Welcome back. Randy Grigg says, sound interesting. Love the topic today, stained glass window cars. Now, I know loads of you already own these stained glass window cars. I would love to see some of the things that you have been making and creating. Share with us some of your pictures. You can do that, of course, by emailing us. As always, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk. Details there along the bottom of your screen. Send us in those makes. Send us in what you've been up to. I'd love to know how your Christmas and New Year was. Pop into the comments as well over on Facebook or on YouTube and let me know over there. I think, Craig, with this particular collection, having seen this product a couple of times now, I'm always blown away by the amount of different styles of card that you can create really with essentially what is one die, or 4 dies, of course, if you're going for the whole collection.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, because what you're going to see just in a moment when we go through them all is they're not necessarily just one die. You're going to get an outer frame as well. So this is where you're going to think of your apertures, but then incorporating your acetate as well. You've got the card blanks. If you use up all the card blanks, you know, we do have more on the show, but then afterwards as well, because they're consumables, you can then make your own ones with your cardstock at home. But then you're thinking of colouring with acetate, then you're thinking of paper piecing. These are the different things we're going to incorporate throughout the show, but then you can pop it onto the front of boxes as well. So to start with, what we're going to do is we're then just going to take our single lily window. This is, we shouldn't have favourites, but this is probably one of my favourites on this one here. So this is where you can even bring in your inks and create that stained glass effect. So if I take mine out, yours will come on its packaging like any of our other die sets, but what you get is you get the main design. Now this has an outside cutting edge, so this will cut out of your cardstock, but you've also got this matting layer as well. This one you can use in conjunction with your designer die, or you can use it separately. It's up to yourself. Then what I've already done just beforehand is I've just taken one of the card blanks. So this is one of the card blanks that you can get within this set. So you can see you've got your, depending on which way it is, it could be the square or of course a diamond shape, square diamond shape. I've just popped a bit of pattern paper onto my card blank that we can see just here. So that's us good to go. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of the black cardstock that we've got within the bundle. Black cardstock we've got is self-adhesive, so you've got your adhesive backing already there for you. So if I then bring my die into place, what I'm also then going to do at the exact same time is I'm just going to cut my outside die too. So if I use that on its own, it's going to create our actual design on its own. If I use this one on its own, it will create a full square panel. However, if I then use them together, what will happen is it will create a nice frame. And what that means is this is where you can layer on top, behind, this is where you can do your panels, maybe a bit of a
die
shaker.
cutting machines are we able to put these this through, Craig? It's going to go through the mini size, okay?
Absolutely. So depending on the card size, that's the only stipulation on size of machine. If you are using them like I'm away to do, it's going to go through your Gemini Mini. It's going to go through your Gemini Midi, sorry. It's also then, of course, going to go through your Gemini Junior, and it's going to go through your large Gemini, no problem at all. If you don't have a Gemini, don't worry at all. It will go through any of your die cut machines at home. As long as it takes the wafer thin die, it's going to die cut, no problem whatsoever. That's then going to go through, but because we've already got the adhesive on the back end, Joe, we don't need to mess about with double-sided adhesive sheets or dotty tape runners, anything like that. All done for you. So let's just peel these ones off. So I'm taking my adhesive off there and then there.
Now, obviously, Craig, you've got the self-adhesive black cardstock included. These dies, though, still going to be able to cut loads of other stuff, I'm guessing. So you can play around with stuff like parchment and acetate still.
It is classed as one of what I would say are normal wafer thin die. So anything that you already know and die cut at home, you know, whether it is, your parchment, whether it's your vellum, your acetate, your glitter card, matte cards, Centura Pearl, Adorable Score, all these different materials you're going to be able to cut with. And because you've got your outer shape, this will, of course, no problem at all, cut any of your mixed media. So whether it's going to be your fabrics, you know, organza, anything like that. Some of these as well will also cut your materials. Because you've got the design here, because they're not too small, not too intricate, they're sizable shapes. What that's going to allow you to do is cut even some more materials that you've got at home, just by incorporating your metal shim. So, you know, it really does open up all the different things that you can be creating and cutting. What I'm going to do now is, if I bring in my tool and my mat as well, I'm going to take out all these bits. This is where, what we'll do later on is we'll do a bit of paper piecing. I'm just going to pop these bits into the bin, whereas what you could do is you could keep a hold of them, paper piece them back into another die cut design. What's even easier as well is because even all these bits, what we're classing as waste, they're all double-sided adhesive sheet. So they're already got the adhesive on them, so you don't even need to worry about any glue or that. So that's all these wee bits here. So the bits of white on the back, you can see that's just the backing of the adhesive sheet. So that's die cut nicely, perfectly and beautifully as well. Nice fine curved edges that you already know and love when it comes to our die sets. You can see you've got that very much stained glass effect that you can see in here. Instantly you see this sort of design with the outside line. Reminds me of an updated style of, you know, the old style traditional peel-offs. You know, these real filigree peel-offs. Reminds me of that, but obviously on a grander scale.
It reminds me, this one, the single lily one, of a couple of years ago. I stayed in an Airbnb in Manchester, and it was before I lived there, obviously, and it was a lockkeeper's cottage, Craig, actually on a lock on one of the canals in Manchester, and it had all these little stained glass windows in some of the sash windows and like above the doors and stuff. Really, really reminds me of that. Very, very traditional. Yeah. But as you were saying, you can go completely abstract with it if you want to and really do something completely different with it. It's completely up to you.
Absolutely you can. So whether it is your core cardstock, maybe you want to create your own backgrounds and then actually die cut them out, you can, no problem at all. Have a look, see what you've got. And the thing is, they're a nice size die, but they're not overly big, which then means, you know, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to have lots of bits of cardstock this size, if not slightly bigger, which you can then cut into and use them all up. But what I'm doing just now is I'm just taking this outside frame, and as you can see, it's die cut as a frame because I used my inner part as well. And I'm just taking one of my clear sparkle overlays. So all these sorts of additional parts you'll find on the website as well, so you can just check them out. But this is just one of the clear ones. So I'm just working my way around and I'm just giving it a wee bit of a colour. Because it's black, it's going to nicely soak, because it is a matte cardstock, although there's adhesive on the back, and it's going to give it a nice shimmer once it is dried. So for the time being, let's pop that out of the way. I'm going to bring in a piece of our acetate. Now the acetate that you get within the actual collection has got a protective backing, so you just want to make sure you peel that one off. What I'm then away to do just next is I'm away to just pop this one over the top. You could use a die if you want. I find it just as easier to actually hand cut. Straight away, see how easy that is because it's got the adhesive on the back. And although I've popped that in the bin, why not use your temporary spray? And then that could be a stencil through it, mist through it, ink through it, all these different effects as well. So have a look and see what you've got, but obviously for the time being, I'm just going to pop it into the bin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just having a look so you can kind of see where the acetate is. I'm just popping the end of my die up against the part of the acetate. Now, as I say, what you can do if you wanted, use one of the dies to cut your acetate. If you're doing that, I would then use my metal shim. However, because it is a square, I just find it very, very easy just to hand cut it. I'm just cutting all the way around, little square this is going to layer onto. And then we could, if you wanted to, leave it like that. Or we can then come along and let's bring in some of our tri-blend pens that we've got on the show as well. And we're going to start to colour these in.
All available on the show. They're in their 6-piece collections. I'll run you through all the different options a little bit later in the show. But pop yourself across to the website. Any two for £35 or $50 if you want to grab those at the moment. I'll run you through the colour options after Craig's demonstration.
No problem at all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our tri-blend. So this one I'm taking the bright pink shades and I'm just going to go for the mid-tone. Now the key when it comes to colouring in onto acetate is use a deep colour. You can use your light colours if you want, but what will happen is if we take, actually I'm going to be using the yellow, so let's take, let's use the citrus green for an example. If I colour in there, can you see, it's not very vibrant, it's not very bright. So what you really want to do is you want to use the deeper end. Sometimes you can then go and use the mid-tone and that will work. So sometimes people say, oh, I'm trying to colour onto my acetate, but it's not working. It is working, it's just because you're using the lightest tone, it's hard to see on the acetate. So always go for either the deepest side or use the mid-tone. So what I'm going to do with this one, for that one, I'm going to come into the mid-tone. I'm just going to take that wee bit off. And I'm going to colour in over the acetate. And the actual die cut image, it creates a bit of a wall. In other words, it's a bit like heat embossing. You've got that edge that you can colour up to. So you don't actually really need to worry, Joe, about colouring in the lines. All you need to do is scribble, and these raised areas where you've got that die cut, that stops you from going any further. It's so simple. And I'm just simply colouring it in. Colouring it in, take your time, try not go over each part too much because that's when you'll get a bit of streaking. So you can see all that I'm doing is just quickly colouring in each bit and then moving on. See how quick it starts to come together.
Very quick and simple. And if we didn't have tri-blend markers, what other sort of markers would we be able to achieve this with, Craig?
Anything that's alcohol based.
Okay.
So whether you want to use our tri-blends, maybe you want to use our classics or even our illustrators, you can be using them as well. But then think about maybe the pastes and that you've got that you want to then maybe just paste into the middle as well. You can think and use these things. There's a prime example, so I'm using the green shade here. So here we can see the light, it's very hard to see that green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the deep shade. So this one is the light green blend, but I'm going to the deep side and we're just going to colour in the leaves here.
Loads of people loving this big collection, Craig. Details are on the screen there at the moment. Remember, if you are Club Inspire Platinum member, $51.20 or $64 is your price today on this. Of the individual options, because remember you can go for the different shapes, the half moon, the land and sea. My favourite is also your favourite as well. Having a very busy start to this masterclass. So many of you as well sending those pictures in, to keep those coming into a studio at craftscompanion.co.uk. I'd love to see what you have been making, what you've been creating, if you already own these dies. Lots of you letting me know that you have these already and you absolutely love them. As I said earlier, Craig, I just think it's the amount of different techniques with these that you can do with them. For that price of £64 or $80, you think about the amount of different looks and feels and effects that you could get for what is, you know, quite the amount you can do with them for what you're paying with them. The value for money, I think, is awesome here, don't you?
It really is. So as you can see, you can use this one on its own, you can use this one on its own. We're actually going to be using them together, but then this die that we've used here, this is the one that you're going to use at home once you've ran out of your aperture card blanks that you've already got within these sets here. Once you've ran out, you're going to use this outer die to create your own apertures at home. So don't think, once they're all used up, you're just left with this die. How else can you create your apertures? We're giving you the die as well. And then don't forget as well, even this die here, it matches the size that's in with your apertures. So all works well, all complements each other really well as well. But what I'm going to do at this point here is I've coloured in our areas now. So I've done the outside and I've started to do the centre part of the lily. And how awesome does that look? Just with the vibrancy of your colours.
Really awesome.
But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the centre of the lily. Now I'm just going to use our Collal tacky glue that we've got here. You might at home have things like your quickie glue pens or your glue pens that you can see here. These work exactly the same, so don't worry if you don't have our tacky glue, you can still use your quickie glue pens. I am just going to use our tacky glue for this one. And just like I done with my tri-blend pens, I'm just going to colour in. Just using my tacky glue, I'm going to colour in these bits here, working my way round, working each of these little bits in, finishing it off. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to come in with a bit of glitter. I'm going to come in with some
you love
glitter.
a bit of glitter, Craig.
I thought you would like that.
Love it. Always got time for a bit of glitter. I mean, you can never have too much glitter as far as I'm concerned.
No, you like your glitter. Do you like any specific
Absolutely.
colour-wise?
Love it. Blues and reds.
Blues and reds.
Yeah, blues, reds, silvers. I mean, to be fair, Craig, any kind of glitter.
Glitter's glitter.
I'm game. Any glitter. I found, moving house recently, I found my massive bag of facial glitter that I've got that goes on your face.
Glitter.
It is glitter designed to go on your face, and I even have like the special adhesives so you can stick it to your face as well. I've
Brilliant.
got every colour under the sun. I tell you what, one day I'll bring it in. We'll just have a party. We'll just glitter. We'll just glitter everyone up. It'll be great.
I don't really know. Have I got much that I can glitter now at the moment? You know,
No, we can do your eye. It's all about the eye. You like do big
all
glitter,
about the
big glitter eye.
eye.
You know, maybe some streaks up here. I mean, you can glitter anything, Craig.
Really?
You can glitter anything.
It's probably better. You don't want to waste the glitter. You want to be glittering places that you can see, of course. You know. Anyway, as we move on to that one there.
Yes, you do. I mean, otherwise, what would be? I mean, I might even be glittered now for all you know.
You might be. You might be. Right, yo. Moving on. So you can see now, so we've glittered the centre part of the lily there. I've just taken my brush just to take away any of that excess glitter. But even the back works really well as well. So you can see now at the moment you're starting to see some of the white from the glue. That will dry clear. But I really do like that effect of just having the glitter within the middle there. Just works and coordinates just lovely with your tri-blends. So then what we can do to finish off, let's bring in our card blank once again. I've taken, and I've just popped that bit into the bin, but I need this bit. Just a bit of our white, Snow White Centura Pearl, and I'm going to bring in my tape runner. And we're just going to sit that on the back because we are going to pop this into the middle, but you see how it completely disappears onto the aperture. You can't really see the colours. So this, by adding some white Centura Pearl, could just be plain white stamping card. It doesn't have to be Centura Pearl, but you know, it does add to the effect. What I'm going to do is we can pop it at an angle. You would need to just trim it slightly, but I'm just going to pop it in as a square within the middle. So once I've got that lined up and layered up, I am happy. Closing that one there. Just in case anyone wonders, this is from our Nature Garden, our Lily Collection paper pad. So if you're wondering where I got that one from, that's where. And then now all that I'm going to do with a bit of red liner tape, I'm just going to work my way around these 4 edges. And then this is then going to just pop onto our card blank. And then this is going to create that stained glass window effect with the aperture in the card blank. But then why not think beyond? So we've popped it in the card blank, Joe, but why not? That could be the lid of a box.
Nice,
Imagine
love that.
having a little bit of a lid of a box. Home decor, a box or a box frame with maybe the battery operated lights on the backdrop. That coming through with your actual glitter as well as your, lost my train of thought there. Tri-blend pens, that's the word. That's the word. We got there. We got
I
there.
love that you, Craig, looked at me like with slight alarm in his eye, waiting for me to help him, and I just looked back and was like,
You're looking back going, I can't help you. Can't help you. So
I'll try and get more helpful as the day goes along. It is double Scotty Hottie today, don't forget as well. Myself and Craig have got an awesome jam-packed cartload show as well coming up a little bit later. Definitely get yourself over on the website and shop ahead on that one. There's loads of great deals in there.
Really does. It's going to be another fun show, it is. What a great day for you to come back on. So much fun, so many goodies. And I know we say it in the past when it comes to Cartload, but we do have some items that once they are gone, and they're just about gone.
Well, there's already been, I think I was going through my notes earlier, 6 or 7 sellouts already in that later Cartload show. So if you want to have the full plethora, definitely get yourself shopped ahead.
100%, and even some of them you can incorporate with these ones as well. But what we'll do is we'll get this one finished off. So as I've said already, the aperture within your card blanks matches the aperture, well, let's say it matches, it's just slightly smaller than your actual design, so then that then can sit nicely onto your card blank. Leave it like that if you want. However, what I am going to do is I'm going to pop on our frame that we also cut, that we also went round just with our clear sparkle overlay. That can then just sit nicely. It could be on a foam pad if you want. I'm just popping it flat. And then once I am happy with that, press it into place. You can add a sentiment if you want to, gems or bows. I know we've got Hunky Dory's diamond sparkles on the show. So what we can do, oh no, I wasn't told that one.
Oh yeah, the Hunky Dory diamond
My
sparkles.
bad.
Gone.
My bad.
Absolutely sold out and gone. I
just
know.
Just goes to show the go.
You've got to grab it whilst it's there if you want it, is the moral of that story, Craig.
Yeah, we absolutely need to get in quick. But there we go, you'll be able to see that now, just with that Centura pearl onto the backdrop. It really enhances the colours that you've popped in, whether it is your tri-blends. Again, it could be classics or any of your alcohol markers, but even popping that little bit of glitter in the middle really works well. You've got a lot of depth there, you've got a lot of detail there, a variety of different mediums that you've used, but one of the key things as well is it still goes flat through the post. So thinking of postage, I know here in the UK, postage is, I think it's a way to increase a wee bit more, so it helps if you are posting it out.
I mean, if you wanted to, could you multi-cut it and layer it up, Craig? You know, to get a different effect, maybe. Maybe even in. How about maybe even in different coloured cardstocks as well?
You could do different cards, so you can create your own decoupage with this one. So as you said, Joe, you know, die cut it multiple times. Even let's take, for instance, white cardstock. Put each layer onto white cardstock and start to cut out your own parts. So this is where you're creating your own decoupage. So absolutely, you can do it as well. Different cardstocks, different mediums. Why not die cut this again, maybe in a bit of fabric, and then paper piece the fabric mixed back in. That's mixed media. You're mixing the mediums that you are using, so you can do all these different things that you can be creating.
Awesome. Loads of you letting me know what you got up to with your Christmas, which is always nice. So Liz says, our Christmas was the best. No, well, I'll tell you what, we may as well all go home now. Liz wins the best Christmas. She says, my daughter Beth, who works at the Evesham store, got engaged on Christmas morning. We all celebrated with too much champagne. I mean, is there such a thing as too much champagne, really, Liz? I'm not sure there is. Sarah Brown says she spent Christmas Day with her two sisters, had a lovely day, and also Della the Dashan she spent it with as well. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Lots of you are talking about having a really lovely Christmas. So nice to be back with you in the new year. Right, very busy on that stained glass window collection. I'll run you back through all the details of that in just a few moments, but I do need to let you know about this fantastic multi-buy that we've got available for you on the tri-blend pens. Now they are in their 6-piece collections, and this is a great way if you didn't want to go for a whole colour family, maybe you're thinking about dipping your toe into the collection, you want to try something, or maybe you're new to colouring and think, do you know what, I just want a set of pens that are going to work together, that are going to enable me to colour a specific scene, then this is those. So the options for you here are coastal blends, which is that one. You've also then got this here, which is your natural blends. You've got the vintage blends, which is those ones here. We've also got for you the exotic blends. This one is your jewel shades. Then you've got the portrait blends. This one is the woodland shades. And the other option, last but by no means least, is the floral blends. This one is my favourite, I think, actually. It's like a, reminds me of like really gorgeous tropical flowers. $19.99 or $29.95 if you want to get them on their own individually. However, get any two, don't forget, and the value gets better. Because any two of these, £35 or $50 if you want to get your hands on those. Don't miss those. Also, if you're going for those, you might need somewhere to put them, mightn't you? And we have got today the storage trays available for you on the show. You get two of them. These are the clear ones as well. What I'd say about the clear ones is we don't have them on all that often. So do grab hold of them whilst we've got them. You can see they will stack up on top of each other. They cascade backwards. You can clip them side by side. Go for a few of those and definitely get yourself organised. horizontally is the way that you want to store your pens as well. So it's the perfect way to store them, which is fantastic. Right, loads of you chatting away with me, which I absolutely love. It's so good to be back here in the Crafters TV studio, and I have loads of you chatting away with me as well. I want to go back through the different ways in which you can get this. The whole collection of the details that are there for you on your screen at the moment. £64 if you are in the UK. That becomes $51.20 as a Club Inspire Platinum member. If you're in the US, $80 becomes $64 as a Club Inspire Platinum member. Platinum members are saving almost as much as they are spending, which is awesome. They are also available in their smaller collections as well. It's completely up to you. In the big collection, what you're going to get is everything I'm going to show you basically, plus the black cardstock and also the acetate as well. If you wanted to go for just the rectangle one, then absolutely you can do that. So you can see here, this is that rectangle with that gorgeous kingfisher there as well. $16.99 or $19.95. The next one for you is this one here, which is the arch, which I think is just beautiful. That's got that windmill there. You've got the tulips in there too. Really awesome. Great for paper piecing, as well as a whole host of other techniques. We've also then got the diamond, which is this one just here, $12.99 or $14.95 if you want to get your hands on that one. And your favourite, my favourite too as well actually, is this one just here, and it is the Half Moon stained glass window bundle. What you're getting in this bundle is you are going to receive the die, of course, which is going to enable you to cut that out, which is that element just there, and then what you're going to get are the card blanks and envelopes to go with it. So you get 5 of the white, 5 of the black, 10 of the envelopes with the pre-cut aperture in those card blanks as well, which is absolutely awesome. Loads of you chatting away still. Lynn saying how much she loves her tri-blends. Abs just wants everything. Abs, I don't think you're on your own. I really don't. Peggy as well. She's taking us into the craft room with her. She sounds like a lady on a mission, does our Peggy. And Marilyn said the card looks so good with the paper. It's stunning. We need to see that glitter, Joe, says Bonnie. I'll bring it in. I promise I'll bring it in, and we'll have a bit of an experiment one day. I think Sarah would be well up for a glittery eye. Maybe for some sort of, what's the most glitz and glam show we do here, Craig, at Crafters TV? I'm trying to think about, you know, the glitziest show on the schedule.
Oh, I'm not sure. What? Special occasion, maybe?
Maybe it could be sort of like, well, I'll tell you what, normally Rio Carnival would be around the corner, wouldn't it? Maybe we could have Carnival. Maybe you can see, you know, peacock feathers and all sorts of things going on. Can you imagine? I could come as Carmen Miranda. I'd have fruit in my hair. It would be amazing. Yep. I can see me with a fruity updo, to be honest, Craig. Loads of you still chatting away, getting really busy as well on that big collection. Loads of love for this, Craig. Don't forget as well, keep sending your pictures in to us. If you've got this collection, we'd absolutely love to see them. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Right, Craig, what would you like to share with us next?
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a bit of a shaker card. Well, I say shaker card, a shaker element is actually going to go on top of a box. So this is now just showing you how not only can you take it one step further beyond a card, you can then pop it onto the box but make a bit of a shaker card. Keeping in mind what I'm away to do, you can really strip it back and pop it on top of a card instead. So you're just thinking about these steps, whether you're really keeping it simple or you're wanting to take it beyond. I've tried to work it so the first demo is relatively simple, and it's keeping you following the lines of how it's intended, and then by the end of the day we'll have done, or by the end of the show, we'll have done a few different styles and different complications within it. So to start with, what we can do is bring in the kingfisher, exactly the same as what I showed you with the lily. You've got your main design and you've also got your outside edge as well, both that cut separate. So then what I can do is let's bring in our main cardstock, so our black card from the set, so it's got our adhesive on the back, and I'm going to pop this one into, well, pop this one into the middle. If you want, you can do them separately, so die cut your rectangle, then do your kingfisher. However, if like me, you're more than happy and comfortable doing them together, just make sure you've got some low tack tape holding it down, and it'll be absolutely safe. Pop that one through, Another one again, as like all of them, they're going to go through your Gemini Junior, and they'll even go through your MIDI as well.
Diane says, Joe, you look good in the new studio. I'll take that, Diane.
I'm
I'll take
digging
that
the shirt.
Does that mean that I looked awful in the old studio? I'm sure it doesn't. Well, apparently we all looked awful in the old studio, according to producer Laura. Rude. Randy Griggs says she is silly for the lily, Craig. Silly for the lily. Yeah. And Lindsay says, hi Joe and Craig, crafters around the world. I've missed you, Joe. Great demos and top tips from Craig. I got the whole flower forming collection for Christmas. Lucky me. Craig, what did you get? Any nice bits for Christmas that you got?
Now, do you know something? I meant to ask you, and again, like yesterday, we've got Lauren, we've got George in the gallery, and I did refer to this yesterday, and I was going to ask you, do you know, I got Judge Judy signed picture.
I did see.
Did you
on
see
social
that?
Media.
Yeah,
I'm very jealous, Craig. Very jealous.
And Bear actually signed because they've got my name on it. I don't actually think I've popped them on my CC Facebook page, so I will do that. But I don't know who done it. Someone actually contacted CBS in the United States, and what happened is when I came back from Scotland, there was an envelope. I'm going to take a picture of that as well. There was an envelope. It's got my name and address. It's even got the Judge Judy logo. I kid you not. I've never been pumping so much in my life thinking, oh my gosh, someone's taking me to court. Someone's taking me to court. Although, Judge Judy, I wouldn't minded that.
That's
but yeah,
awesome,
I don't know if it was family, I don't know if it's friends, I don't know if it's my friends here, I don't know who done it. It might have been one of you at home.
Maybe it was a kind.
I do not know.
Could have been a kind stranger. Craig, let me know what you guys received in the comments. I bet a lot of people treat themselves or pre-organise their own crafty Christmas gifts.
Probably.
I would imagine. But let me know what you got. I got some grinders, some salt and pepper grinders, which I love. What else I got? Some lovely aftershave. We're not... See, the thing was this year, Craig, because we're not really allowed to see many people, there was only 5 of us together just for the day on Christmas Day. It meant that I think people tended to maybe do presents a little bit less this year. But it was, of course, still lovely to see people on Christmas Day. And it made it even more special, really, didn't it?
Well, it's funny you saying that, because what I was just about to say, the amount of comments that I've read, both on Facebook and Instagram, but even from my family and friends, so many had said that last year, Christmas was one of their best ever. I think it was because it was completely stripped back. There was no pressure. There was no worry about presents. A lot of people were like, do you know what? We're not going to see each other this year. Don't worry about presents. Don't worry about gifts. Really took the pressure off a lot of people. Now, obviously, I'm not saying it was very tough for many out there as well, and
of
I
course,
know that.
Absolutely.
But I do also know so many, in light of what is going on, so many just found it one of their best ever. They just celebrated with a fair few and really enjoyed themselves, which was lovely to hear as well. So yeah, different take, but it was nice just being able to spend it with a few family as well.
Do you know the best thing about Christmas this year for me, Craig? Because I hosted at the end of the evening, when I had to go home, I just had to walk up the hallway and that was it. I was in bed, it was great.
Right enough, yeah.
Rather than having to travel back from somewhere.
Yeah, right enough. You never think of things like that, do you?
Vicky, shout out to Vicky's husband, Craig.
Oh yeah.
Vicky's husband got her a scoreboard, an enveloper and loads of adhesive. Now he is a keeper, Vicky. Let us just tell you that.
So, if you're going to get, certainly if you're going to get some adhesive, absolutely a keeper. You need that for your crafting, don't you? It's kind of like he's saying to you, keep on crafting. Here's some adhesive to keep you going.
You want to make sure he sticks by your side, Vicky. Oh yeah.
Good one. See, I'm not quick at thinking like stuff like that. I can guarantee you, about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll wake up thinking, should have said this. See, I'm always good to have around afterwards.
If that happens, just text me, Craig, and I'll appreciate it still. I'll appreciate it.
I could imagine the text the next morning saying, I can't believe you actually text me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Why do people do that, though? Seriously, can we just have a little bit of a word about this? People that text people at hours that are just not acceptable. Someone sent me a message on Instagram someone sent me a post on Instagram last night at 1:23 this morning, Craig. It's just not acceptable. I was getting up for work today. I've got a 2-hour commute. Don't send me a post at 1:23 in the morning. What time do you think's acceptable? I think after 10 p.m, that's it. Don't call or text after 10. It's too late. People have got lives to get on with the next day.
I would say if there is a limit, I would probably agree with you. I would probably agree with you. Try not actually text or message. As Laura just said, absolutely. It does depend on what it is. And although I know some people say, well, just put it on silent or that. But if your phone's the right way up, then you're going to get that light bouncing up. And I don't know about you, but it really illuminates my bedroom.
But Craig, the problem is with me. So you put the phone on silent. When the alarm goes off, it actually goes off even if it's on silent.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when you can sleep, I'm an Olympic sleeper. So if you sleep through the alarm, you don't hear the alarm. When people subsequently try to call you when you are then late, you don't hear it. So you've got to have it on, you see.
See, I don't have that worry because the slightest pin drop takes me ages to get to sleep, and the slightest noise and I'm wide awake. I'm such a bad sleeper,
I could do 16 hours a day sleep, easy.
Oh, could you? No.
No problem whatsoever.
And see, I can't lie in. I can't lie in. If I wake at, say, 9 in the morning, which is a lie in to me, I then sometimes I can just have to get up. I can't just lie there. If I try and lie there, I'm thinking, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be getting this sorted. So I just have to get up. There's no point fighting it. No point at all. You can always do a bit of crafting extra.
Don't forget as well, Craig, people need to pick their favourite demo as we go through the show. Because we've got a crafty, Ben was calling it yesterday, a crafty walk of fame. We're going to basically collect all of your favourite demos through the week. And then on Second Chance Sunday, we'll be able to have a look back on all of your favourite demos through the entire week. So make sure you let us know in the comments on Facebook and YouTube, maybe towards the end of the show. I feel a bit like Dermot. Don't vote until all the acts have performed. But maybe towards the end of the show, let us know what is your favourite demo.
Can you do the Dermot twirl? Or the Dermot spin?
Your Friday night starts right. It's really hard. There's a really big rug down here now, so it's a little more difficult. Maybe I need some shinier shoes, Craig.
That was a good twirl, though. I like that. So what I've done is I've taken that frame, again, it's got the double-sided adhesive on the back, and I've just popped it onto a bit of acetate. I'm going to take the next one that I've also done, taken all the little bits out, and we're going to pop that into the middle as well. And I'm going to press that in. We're just going to press it all in. So what I'm going to do also is, just doing what I've done in the first demonstration, let's take a couple of our tri-blend pens, and let's take... Now, I've not opened this one, so let's take is that turquoise? So we're going to take the blue turquoise. I'm not going to colour in a lot, but we'll just colour in a few wee bits. Because what we're then going to do in the middle, for the shaker element, is we're going to pop some sequins. Could be glitter, could be microbeads, but we're going to pop some sequins. So let's take this last bit off, and then what we can do is just take in, let's go for about the wings. Let's try the lightest first. We've got a bit of white, here we go. White cardstock, let's pop that underneath because it makes it easier for you to see.
Loads of people talking about what they've received Christmas gift-wise, Craig. Will, he knitted and crocheted all the presents for his family.
Oh.
How amazing is that? If you've got some pictures, Will, drop them into us. I'd love to see what you crocheted and knitted. We've got some fabulous crochet items, in the set over here. Maybe I'll show you some of them. Maybe I'll show you some in the later show. There's a bunch of grapes over there which look fantastic. They were all done by the gorgeous Emily, who works next door in the office. She's very, very talented.
She's very talented.
Elizabeth says, I did an order on the website and my youngest son paid for it.
Aww.
Elizabeth, you've raised him well. She says, I got the dies, a Gemini caddy, ink pad storage, and a few other bits and bobs as well. How lovely. Melissa says as well, I received the most bestest gift from a crafter in the UK called Julie Kimber. She had an Extra Nature's Garden beautiful butterfly statement die. She sent it to me and I got it on Monday. You guys are too cute. You really are. Ab says, my man spoilt me. He bought me the Spectrum Noir glitter pens, the rocker blocks, and some dies as well. I was shocked. He knows how much I love the products. He even bought me an artist's desk.
Wow.
Someone definitely was on the nice list this year, Abs. Mary Jane says her friend Elaine gave her 72 alcohol pen set and storage case for Christmas. Now she's doing all the colouring in. How fantastic. And Carlene says as well, I received the best of all presents. My daughter and her husband announced on Christmas morning they're expecting. I'm going to be a grandma and perfect timing as I'm retiring in January 2022 as well. Carlene, what brilliant news. That is, which is fantastic. We all need a bit of good news at the moment, don't we? So it's really, really lovely. Congratulations, Carlene. That is looking fabulous there, Craig. Now, I know you've done alcohol markers on this one. What else could you use to colour it up? Like pen-wise, I'm thinking as well, but I know you used glitter in the earlier demo too. Are there still other mediums that you could use to sort of infill this if you wanted to?
Well, straight away when it comes to colour, going straight over the top, as long as it is alcohol based, so again it could be our tri-blends, our classics, Illustrate, or any other alcohol based pens that you've got at home. However, what you can then also do if you wanted to, other than things like glitter, if you take some of our Collal tacky glue, well, let's for instance, I'm going to just show you just to the side. So if you pop a little bit onto your mat, let's see if we can get that to flow. Let's see. There we go. That's it. So pop some onto your mat. Then what you could do, I don't have one here. We'll just use this as an example. If you take your sparkle pen, take your colour sparkle pen, or it could be your sparkle pot. And what you're just going to do is you're just going to squeeze to get some of your colour into your actual tacky glue.
Awesome.
Give it a mix, and then what you can do, just with a paintbrush, come along, and then what you can do is just basically paint into all of the areas. And then what's going to happen is once your glue dries, obviously it'll dry clear, you're going to be left with a bit more of a 3D glitter effect.
Nice,
so,
love
that's
that.
another way that you can be using it. Because if you're using the actual glue as well, it's going to make it a bit substantial and a bit thicker, a bit of raised areas around it as well. But when it comes to pure on colouring, then if you use your actual alcohol markers, you'll be good to go. But what I'm just going to do is let's just take a couple little bits here. So in case anyone's wondering, this one is the ice grey shade. I've used the citrus blend, I've used earth brown, light green, and I've also used blue turquoise. Now we can see how that starts to come together. We can carry on, and you can do it all the way around if you want. We are just doing the focal point of the kingfisher. So what I can then do now is I can just move that to the side. I'm just quickly going to, so I probably won't put my hand in it, but I'll probably stick a bit of cardstock or something in it, which I don't want to do. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to bring in some of our foam on a roll or tape, and we're going to pop this all the way round. So we're just working it all the way around. We're just going to add a bit of height, and then you can have a bit of fun just by popping so many things in between.
Absolutely, and a good way maybe to discover some of those bits of sort of embellishments or the glitters, the drawer that you've got that's full of all of the little sort of shaker elements and bits. Rediscover those and get them out and create wonderful things using this collection. The details that are on your screen at the moment is the most popular way to get hold of this. You remember, you get everything. You get all 4 of the dies. You get all 4 sets of the card blanks. You're going to get the acetate in here, as well as the self-adhesive matte black card stock as well. Everyone saves $35.90 in the UK or $44.50 in the US. However, Club Inspire Platinum members, $48.70 you're saving today, making it $51.20. Stateside, you guys, Platinum members, are saving $60.50 today, making it $64, which is brilliant. Also hearing that a lot of you are stocking up on the heavyweight acetate and that self-adhesive cardstock. Details there on the bottom of your screen, $13.95 or $17.52, saving 20%. I know lots of you already own this collection, so a lot of you coming in now and restocking up whilst we've got that great saving on those consumable elements for you as well. Don't forget as well, if you want to buy them in the individual collections, you can, and I'll take you through that again a little bit later in the show. Kathy says, will the metallic pens adhere to the acetate and look good? Craig?
They would look absolutely fantastic. So if you've seen any of the Colour Me Happy shows or any of our Spectrum Noir shows with Leanne, Sarah, or any of us, then absolutely your metallic markers, that would look really quite smart. look really good. Maybe even on your cardstock, maybe incorporate some of your gilding waxes as well. That would equally look really, really nice. So yeah, just have a wee bit of a play, see how it would look. But I've just taken a piece of our Centura pearl. This would have come from our A3, and it was 10 inches by 12 inches. Then I've scored on the base at 2 inches all the way around. That creates the base. I'm then going to bring in, I've taken a bit of our blue, just added a bit of pattern paper. This one was 8 inches by 10 inches, and I've scored at lid side of your scoreboard at 1 inch all the way around. This is then going to create the lid, and I'm just going to pop all these together using our tape runner. Now you can assemble your shaker element before you assemble the box lid. I just want to get the lid done first as well as the base, and then we can pop our Kingfisher on. So there is our box that we are now ready to create our shaker part. We can then bring in what we've already done, and I'm just going to take the backing off. So we're just peeling this one off, always ensuring that we've got the edges of our foam on a roll right to the very end, just so that you don't lose any of your sequins or glitter. The other thing that's good to actually use within these, Joe, is if you use your Spectrum Noir and you do your like your resist, you know, with your sea salt, not your sea salt, your coarse salt. You know how that really soaks up all of the colour?
Oh, yeah.
Keep that. That's going to look really well. It's going to react really well to the acetate and really start to shine through. And depending, obviously, the grains as well as the salt, you're going to get that reflection that just bursts through, which works really, really well. So what I'm going to do now is, because we've got a large open space here, I'm just going to pop my sequins into the middle. So I'm just going to make sure as well that we've got none over the edge. I'm going to then bring back in my Kingfisher, and then I can pop that over the top, making sure I've got that nice and secure, and we're just going to press. As I say, you could do this bit before you assemble the lid. If you do it the way I've done it, just turn it over, really press, so you know that adhesive is really, really sticking really well. And then let's bring in a couple embellishments. I deliberately didn't tie the bow because I know so many people ask to see this time and time again. So I've got my ribbon. So as we call it, just in each finger, you can see here what we call as bunny ear technique. So we've got our little loops, and then all that I'm going to do is cross that over, crossing it over, and then this one here, I'm going to turn it under, so we can see it's coming under here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it. I'm just keeping a hold, and then what I'm going to do is pop my thumb into each loop, and then I'm just going to work that. I'm just pulling it just with the bottom of my thumb as well as my back finger, and then we're just going to pop it into place. So now when people say, Craig, on photos on social media, they're like, you didn't tie that bow, you can see that I absolutely do tie them myself.
Do you know, I need to master this, Craig, because what I did was I did my presents this year in brown paper with really big, wide red satin ribbon. But the problem is, what I do is I go like over one way,
yeah,
and then I turn it and then go back over the other way and then do a massive bow.
Got ya.
Well, it's like 3 meters of ribbon on some of those presents. Whereas actually, if you just did like a really nice big bow like that, yeah, and then stuck it on the front, I'd save myself a blooming fortune, wouldn't I?
Absolutely, of course you will. You will indeed. What I'm then going to do, you can bring in your call all-purpose if you want. I'm just bringing in a couple of glue dots. These will be on the website under the adhesive section. So it's tiny little bits of glue, and I'm just going to pop that one into place. You can, if you want to, if you are doing kind of like long strands for your bows, what you can do is pop either, again, it's the dot, but it could just be a bit of your tape runner if you want. It's just that I had these to hand. Little glue dots, giving it a wee bit more depth by just making sure we've got a bit of curvature when it comes to our ribbon. Then what I'm going to do, bring in just an embellishment. This is just a paper flower. You can, of course, use your flower forming foam. If you are want to get into your flower forming, you want more ideas, check out Craft House on Sunday. I have got loads and loads and loads of flower forming goodies for you, and we'll do some flower forming then. But then there we go, that's all that I'm going to do with that one here. I'm not going to shake it too much because I've got my flower on the top, but you can see the combination of your colours of your tri-blends with the Kingfisher and also that sequence with that little bow in that top corner. Nice way to decorate a box. If you really want to keep it even simpler, that could be the front of a card blank, but then maybe take it beyond. It could be an easel card, a side stepper card. Think of all the different ways. It could be an accent if you're doing a scrapbook page. I don't know why Joe is smirking at me. He's obviously reading something. So what I'm going to do is let's go across to him.
Cheeky viewers at home, Craig. That is really, really gorgeous. Don't forget, maybe that's your favourite demo of the show. Let us know towards the end of this next hour in the comments as well, and we will pop someone into the crafty walk of fame, as Ben refers to it. Andrea says, Craig once had the perfect reply immediately. Joe said, no idea what I should put on my Christmas wish list. Craig said, without missing a beat, what about a washing machine?
I remember that one.
Brilliant and so funny if you knew the backstory. Basically, in lockdown, lockdown the original, as we're calling it now. I'm not even sure what version we are on now. If it was like, what's it?
Like lockdown, the new
like
batch
they have,
Gremlins.
rather than numbering, we should give them funny names like ice cream and envelope and all sorts. We could start renaming them. Like they do storms, we could have lockdowns, so we could just start naming them maybe. Who knows? Anyway, back at the start, Craig used to do my washing, I used to do Craig's shopping. It was a great mix. I've now got my own washing machine. I know, I'm a fully fledged grown up now, full-on adult. Right, let me take you back through what you're getting in this collection. Don't forget as well, you've got the option to go for the smaller collections if you want to. So what you're going to get in here, of course, is you're going to get that gorgeous Kingfisher, which is the rectangle. You're going to get this beautiful, beautiful tulip with the arch there as well, with a windmill. You're also going to get the single lily, which is this one here. And again, really love that with pattern papers behind. And you're going to get the land and sea in here as well. So they're the 4 designs that you're getting. So what you actually get then is you're going to get the die itself. So you're going to get all 4 of the dies. Then you're going to get the card blanks, which are going to match perfectly with that. So you're going to get 5 of the white, 5 of the black, and then 10 of the envelopes in the corresponding shape, which is absolutely awesome. And then you're going to get, of course, the acetate as well as that matte black adhesive cardstock. Don't worry, when you've used up those card blanks, I know a lot of you are coming in and grabbing more of them, you have got the die within the die element, which will cut you an aperture as well. So it's completely up to you, however you want to do it. We've included those ready for you, so you know you can get going the moment you get these home. You hear me talk a lot here at Crafters TV about Platinum members and the club, and if you're in the club, you've got to be in the club because it's free to join. And in fact, here's Sarah to take you through all the details.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the Crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
What are you waiting for? Exactly. And make sure you join the club because it is the best way to unlock the best savings from everything that we bring you here at Crafty TV and across the entire website as well. I want to just quickly, I did go through the larger collection that's available to you. I want to just quickly run through the smaller collections as well that you are able to get. Maybe if you just want to dip your toe in, maybe you want to give this a little bit of a try, you're unsure, maybe you know, you're just on a bit of a budget after Christmas and the New Year, then we can really make this affordable for you, because if you want to go for the half moon bundle, you can. And what you've got in there is that gorgeous Land and Sea, which is my favourite one. And then what you're going to get is you're going to get the card blanks and envelopes too. So you're going to get 5 of the white, 5 of the black with the aperture pre-cut, and you're going to get the envelopes too. $14.99 or $19.95. You'd get an extra, what, £3 or $4 off of that, as well as a Club Inspire Platinum member, which is awesome. We've also got it for you as well in this one just here. Now this is the one, this one's the single lily that you've got here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's really, really elegant, that one. That diamond shape is going to work wonderful with smaller card sizes as well as some larger card sizes for you as well. We've also then got the windmill window, which I believe is the one that Craig is going to demonstrate next for us. He's giving me...
And I'm going to do one very, very similar to what Joe's showing. I really like that one, so I thought we'll recreate it.
He gave me the knowing crafty nod there. $16.99 or $19.95 if you want to get your hands on that one. Again, you're getting the die itself, and you're getting the pre-cut card blanks as well. And then what you're getting is this one just here, which is that rectangle, which has got the gorgeous Kingfisher in there. $16.99 or $19.95. Again, it's up to you. The best way, as always, to get the best value is, of course, to go for absolutely everything. Would give you everything that you've just seen there, and of course you're then going to receive in there the acetate, and you're going to get the matte black adhesive cardstock. Why is that quite difficult to say, Craig? Matte black adhesive cardstock.
It's hard.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it? It's a bit like tri-blend brush pens is the other one that I really struggle with.
Yeah.
What is the, let me know in the comments actually, this, I mean this could end really badly. Let me know in the comments, what is the one thing you can't say? My mum, who can't say that?
Ben.
Ben can't say...
Iguana.
Iguanas. Iguana. I think I might have said iguana as well. Is it a lizard? That's obviously the international sign for lizard. That's not a snake, guys, no. That's lizard, obviously, don't get them confused. What can't you say?
Then?
What?
What's a snake?
Well, it's the same, but you just go at the same time. There you go.
You do what?
You go, you make a little bit of a
like Hannibal Lecter.
snake noise. My mum couldn't say, it's not so bad now, but 22 years ago, 21 years ago, she was struggling with it, millennium. Can't say it. No. And when we went to the Millennium Dome, Craig, a whole day of laughter was had with my mum trying to pronounce that. Let me know in the comments, what are the words that you struggle with? Have you got any?
I can't think of how, I was struggling yesterday. I was trying to say the 8x8 pop-up, 8x8 pop-up paper pad. I used to say, that was it, the 8x8 polka dot pop-up paper pad.
That's not far from a swear as that could be. Let's have a look at the try. There are some of them are dangerous. I sold a product at a previous job which was called Cut, Tuck and Fold, which was a really dodgy one. Right, let's move on. So I want to go through the great offer we've got for you on the tri-blend brush pens. Now, these are the original ones. These are the ones with that bullet nib which you've got there. I'm just going to whiz through all the different colours. They are available on a multi-buy for you, so you can go for coastal blends, which is that one there. We've also got the natural blends. You've got vintage blends. Exotic blends. We then have this one here, which is your jewel shades. You can go for the portrait. There is the woodland, and you've also got floral blends in there as well. $19.99 if you want to get them individually, or $29.95. Any two though, £35 or $50, which I think is absolutely awesome. If you want to go for the storage trays, we've got those available for you as well. These, of course, are the best way to store your pens. If you got alcohol markers for Christmas, no better way to store them than in our trays that are horizontally. They stack up, they connect side by side. They really are fabulous. $5.99 or $8.49. They're half price as well to get both of those, which is absolutely awesome. Robin in Maryland can't say rural, Craig.
Rural.
Rural. That's what she's rural. It's one of those. It is one of those words. The more that you say it, the less correct it sounds. Rural. Yeah, I know. Karen can't, just sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes, Craig, she can't say abominable.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
There you are. Keep getting them into me because I'm having a lot of fun trying to pronounce them myself, to be quite frank with you. But what do you want to show us next, Craig?
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go on to our, what I like to call it, the windmill, the arch on this one here. Well, I just want to quickly say as well, Joe, you were showing the actual trays. Now, don't think, though, that you can't use those trays for your tri-blends. You actually can. Obviously, these ones are black, but the ones that Joe showed you, exactly the same. They're just clear. You can still use the tri-blend pens in them, although that they are obviously longer. You'll be able to see there, so you can see how they're longer. They still sit onto your tray.
Oh, awesome.
So perfect for things like your Illustrator or your Class E's. However, your tri-blends will absolutely sit there. No problem at all. There we go. Just wanted to show you that one, just in case you think, oh, will they actually sit on it or not? They will. So what we can do now, bringing back in another piece of our black card, still the same set where it's got your adhesive already onto the back. So we're just going to then bring in our main die within the centre here. So if I pop that, let's pop it that way, because, well, it will just fit that way and no more. So I'll tell you what we can do is let's just trim it, make it that wee bit easier. But the other day, Joe, myself and Ben, we were talking about New Year's resolutions or that. Have you made any this year?
To be more fabulous.
Can you get any more fabulous than you already
No, I'm joking.
are?
I have made. I don't know if I haven't posted it on my work profile, but I got accepted into the Berlin Marathon just before Christmas.
Oh, brilliant.
On the 26th of September, which is my birthday, I'll be running 26 miles in Berlin. So that's going to take up a lot of my, you know, those sort of cliched must get fitter, must start exercising. No, I really have to, because otherwise I'll be a national embarrassment of doing my bit for German-Anglo relations. Things are bad enough as it is, Craig. Last thing you need is me going all the way to Berlin having not trained for the marathon. Can you imagine? Tip us over the edge. So yes, that is that's my one. And there is another one, but I need to talk to you about it actually, Craig. So
Me?
Yeah, I need to talk to you about it, Craig, because I need some help from you. So what I've been thinking about doing is, and I was thinking about maybe, well, I was going to talk about it on Facebook this weekend. We did mention it briefly before, but doing 12 crafty challenges through the year, Craig.
Oh, yeah.
And getting the viewers maybe to let me know what they think I should have a go at. But I haven't got all the stash, Craig, and I know you've got all the stash, so maybe I'm going to need you to borrow me a bit of your crafty stash in order to have a go at it.
Of course.
But yeah, I'll put a post on Facebook over the weekend. I thought if we do one a month, and it could be anything, it could be a type of card, it could be a colouring project, I mean absolutely anything, using Crafters Companion products, of course, that we have, and we'll do one of them a month as we go through the year. So that could be exciting. So there's my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. You know, I'm sure you'd have fun.
Interesting.
As well.
I love that choice of term.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting in the fact of, because what will happen is, you know, just like normal in life, there's going to be some of them that you do that you actually really enjoy. There may be some by the end that you'll think, didn't really enjoy that one. I'm glad I'd done it, but I didn't enjoy it. And then again, going on the opposite, there might be some you absolutely love. You might surprise yourself and end up doing it for a bit longer. So
absolutely. I've started doing a little bit of crochet again over Christmas. I picked it up again. I started doing a few. Started making a hat. Just didn't get time to finish it, unfortunately. Craig. Betsy would like to know: will I be wearing my gold leggings at the marathon? Absolutely not. Can you imagine running 26 miles in those, Betsy?
Oh, sure, a lot of people would love to see that.
No one wants to see that, Craig. Other than Betsy, obviously.
Oh, I bet there would be. I bet there would. Would you do it in fancy dress, or would you be
Craig,
serious?
Craig, I did it. So basically, I did it on my 30th birthday because it falls over my birthday weekend. When I was 30, I did the Berlin Marathon to prove to myself that at 30 years old, I was in peak physical condition. And 5 years later, I can't even run to the shop, Craig. I've become so unfit. So for my 35th birthday, I'm doing it again this year. But I already wish I hadn't. I'm already regretting it. I've seen people. I went out for a big long walk yesterday and saw a lot of people running and thought, I guess I best make a start.
Yeah, no, I'll leave that to the experts of running.
Stephen says, be careful, Joe. Sarah will have you up at 5 a.m. for a run.
She absolutely will.
Walt Disney couldn't get me up at 5 a.m. for anything, let alone certainly a run. 5 a.m. There's only one. I'm more likely for getting in at 5 a.m. than getting up for a run at 5 a.m. Craig. Put it that way.
Do you remember those days? Actually, do you remember those days? Even just getting at like 1 a.m. Never mind 5 a.m. Do you remember leaving the? I know. What's a pub? What is a pub? I wonder. Remember those days? Gosh. One day
those
we'll get back to them.
Those are the days indeed. It's obviously since I was meant to be with you, as some of you already know, I was meant to be with you up until much closer to Christmas, but ended up having to isolate for one reason or another. Someone that I'd been in contact with had to isolate, so therefore I had to isolate. It's one of those things, Craig. But it basically meant that I got my first real taste of like full lockdown over Christmas from the 15th of December through till yesterday. And I must say, it does make such a difference having a community, having people to chat to and things like Crafty TV. So I understand why. Now, and people will talk all the time about, having people to chat with and having something to do and keeping yourself busy and keeping yourself active. I felt like I really, for the first time, fully understood it. And for a lot of us here in the UK, we are back in now full lockdown 3.0 as we're calling it now. And I think it's as important as ever, isn't it, to keep yourself busy, Craig. Do things that you like. If you've definitely got the time, as so many of us do, get a bit of extra crafting done. Maybe even treat yourself to maybe something new to have a little bit of a play with, because it's all about keeping busy.
It is. It really, really is. And it's part of that, actually, Joe. We're going through exactly the same with, obviously, the length of time that I did earlier on this year, that I've been doing more Facebook Lives on my Facebook page. It helps me as well, at night time I can go on and have a bit of a craft chat to everyone, but it helps a lot of people as well. You're maybe on your own. There's so many, you might have either your husband or your wife or someone with you. So many out there, so many that follow us at Crafters Companion, you're on your own. So it's nice just to be going on, crafting, chatting away. So many people watch as well. Tell us all what you've been making, what you've been creating, what you want to do. Many just end up having a conversation. I get lost every now and again. I do what I'm doing. I go to read the comments. You're all chatting away to each other. I have no idea what you're talking about. Some of you do have maybe a few gins or that. They may not be the only one. Occasionally, if I do a live round about the weekend, then I maybe have a gin or a beer.
Some people doing a dry January. Some people doing dripping wet January. Craig, maybe you fall somewhere. In the between. I'm doing dry lockdown. Is my new
the
thing.
Whole lockdown.
However long it lasts, that's how long I won't be drinking for. I did do it in the last lockdown as well, which wasn't very long ago. I did. We did a month lockdown in November, so I didn't drink for the month of November. Yeah.
Right.
Now I'm making myself sound like I drink a lot when I'm not on some kind of non-drinking thing. I don't really drink too much at home anyway, so it isn't really too much of a chore, to be fair. Anyway. Moving on.
I want you to take a picture of your recycling box.
Sorry?
I want you to take a picture of your recycling box. Actually see how many. It's funny because just lately, if I've been going out for a walk or that, I've been getting to, my neighbours, I walk past and you'll say hi and you'll wave. And on a Wednesday, it's our bin days, as we call it. So on a Wednesday before the bin men come around, if I go for a wee walk and you're just having a look and you go, oh, they've been having a few gins. Oh, they've been on the beer. Oh, they've been on the Baileys down there. You kind of pick up what the neighbours at tipple is.
Baileys is definitely Baileys and Frangelico are my two Christmas tipples, Craig. Both of them in a tumbler with so much ice. I feel like I could. People drink pints of lager. I feel like I could go to the pub and have a pint of Baileys and ice. Absolutely delicious. Lots of you talking.
Say just what I'm doing, Joe, just quickly, just want to say what I've done is I've cut my actual design out in our black cardstock. Then what I've done, using the same design as well as the outside die, I've cut it into some of our copper, it's like our coppery orange glitter card. Then all that I'm doing is I'm recutting the same one, but into different cardstock. So I've used glitter again, I've used pattern paper, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it into a bit of green, and then what that's going to enable me to do is come along with my glue, and I can start to paper piece in. Very similar to colouring in with the tri-blends, but instead of colouring in, what I'm doing is I'm paper piecing these back in. So again, it's another way to show you. Perfect way to use up the bit boxes that you've got at home. All these little bits that you've got, smaller bits, use them, do your paper piecing as well. So we'll just go and do that bit, pop these ones in, we'll do one more and we can just start to assemble it and finish it.
Awesome. A lot of you letting me know about things you can't say. Wendy struggles with aminals, as she calls it, which is animals, and also anonymous, which means anonymous in her head. I have to say them very, very slowly. Ro can't say cinnamon. Kimberly says, I like this one, I have trouble saying, okay, I'll take those items out of my crafter's companion basket. Not on your own there.
That is a good one.
I don't think Kimberly. Sarah as well says, totally agree with you both, especially when you're on your own. It helps to have Crafters TV on in the background. We're glad that we keep you company. All over as well. Sarah's in Australia. Craig. Craig! I haven't got my wall of clocks.
Got your what?
My wall of clocks.
Oh, your wall of clocks, I know.
What am I going to do?
Learn the time?
Maybe I could wear 4 watches. How about that? That would be a good way around it, wouldn't it?
You have watches under the counter there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get something on the go, aren't I, down here to try and keep me right with the time. Yeah, okay. It's day one. We're learning on the job. It's day one in the new studio for me.
Now here, when it comes to this part here, this is now the extra fun bit. What I've done is I've taken a piece of cardstock. So this is pattern paper. It's not pattern paper, actually. You can use pattern paper. This is just using some of our sparkle pens where I've created a backdrop. And what I'm doing is I'm just popping my actual arch over the top. I'm going to pop that within the middle. Then what I'm going to do now is if I bring back our actual outer arch, and I'm going to bring in a tacky glue for this one. So this is then going to do the outside part. So let's just work all the way around. We're just going to pop our glue on. You'd spend a lot more time and a bit more adhesive, although in saying that, when it comes to our tacky glue, you don't need lots, you just need enough for it to stick. That can then just sit nicely all the way around. When I've got it in place, I'm just going to pop that down. I'm just going to run that one over just to get the glue to stick. And then once I've got that one, now is when it's going to be very much like colouring in with your tri-blends, but you're colouring in with your paper pieces. So I've got my gold glitter card. I don't know if you can see as well, even then that full design, although I just need to pop these bits out, can you see that die cut our glitter card, no problem at all.
Yeah, awesome.
This is where you don't need to worry about different mediums. But all that I'm now doing is the bits that I've popped out with my actual tacky glue, or again, you can use your glue pen, your quickie glue pen or that. We're just going to colour in just with our glue. And then what we can do is, I'll carry on with the next bit in a moment, but then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual corresponding bits and I'm just going to pop them back in. Just sticking them down, colouring in with our paper pieces, like this one. This could be any cardstock that you've got at home, any material. And then if you've got it in the wrong bit, you're just going to work your way around. It's like a little jigsaw. It's actually really fun, but really therapeutic to do this. I love doing paper piecing, and I'm just working all the way around.
Awesome. It really looks lovely. I love different colours and textures. I bet you could actually, you did make this quite a nice one with using like glitter mirror and matte mirror, maybe in the same colour, Craig,
yeah.
you think? You know, just like all the tulips maybe in like a matte mirror, the background in a mirror, and then like the windmill in a glitter maybe, all in the same colour.
Well, that adds to the dimension without actually giving it backdrop and forefront dimension with glue gel or foam pads. So yeah, try that. So use, as you just said there, Joe, that would be a good way to actually use and create your paper piecing.
Awesome. Jennifer can't say caterpillar, comes out as calipitter. Karen, she can't say Craig, caretaker.
Okay.
It comes out as tearcaker. Apparently, Laura says your iPad should have world clocks on the desktop. I've done that on mine. Honestly, you have to wind this one up. It's so old, Laura. I doubt it has anything. I'm surprised it does the time, to be honest. Peg says, I bought this collection. Haven't used it yet. So thank you so much for all the inspiration, Craig. Going to be cracking it out. Windstar says as well, this is going to be so pretty. Loving the paper piecing technique that you are doing here. Loads of you loving this particular collection. This has been one of those collections, Craig. It was undoubtedly very popular when we launched it, but it's one of those that's really stood the test of time, isn't it? One that we come back to a lot and actually is very busy whenever we bring it, because I think it is really timeless.
It is. It really is. It's one of those that you can really create very simple cards, but really quickly. However, what you can then do is really go all out, but looking at the design, whether it is your Kingfisher, the stained glass, whether it is obviously the lily, it is timeless. Many different occasions that you can use it for. It doesn't just have to be for specific reasons of that. You can then use them for all different occasions. But can you just say as well, many of you at home, you're emailing in or you're commenting, and what you're actually doing is, I'm going to speak direct to you. I'm going to speak direct. So what we would say is, obviously, you're saying you've got these collections, you're making these collections. Send your pictures in. We want to see what you're making them. Send them so that Joe can then see them, and also we can see them at home. Whether it's this one, whether you've got other stuff as well. Let us see what you've got. I want to see, because we're nosy. That's what it is.
We are nosy. Absolutely, indeed. There is a block of flats next to mine, Craig. It's an old mill, and there's a lower ground level, and there's a good 20 living rooms that you can look into if you go out for a walk in the evening, and they're just eyeline. You don't even need to be blatant. Literally, you can just. I love looking in everyone's windows as I walk past. If there's a window of an evening, Craig, that has a curtain open or a blind open, I just can't help myself. Surely I'm not on my own there.
I'll do exactly the same. Yeah, you can't help it, can you? You just have to have a little nosy in.
Especially at Christmas, even more so.
Yeah.
Even more so at Christmas.
It's having a nose at the tree, their decor, see what they've been doing, with their decorations. Love it. I love having a look and seeing what they've got.
Beautiful.
But talking of decoration, we've decorated this up now. What I would then just do is carry on doing, so I would do more with the windmill with the actual copper all the way around, but then that's how it'll start to look. So you're still getting that backdrop that you've created with your sparkle inks, or it could be your pattern papers, but then it just really starts to enhance it even more. And you've got even just the colours of your tulips coming all the way through. You could even then come along with glossy accents, or if you don't have glossy accents, just use your tacky glue, colour in over the top. Let's do it on this one that I need to finish later. Colour over the top, colour in all the way through, and then what I'm going to do is, if I just finish that one off, so I would be a bit more neater and a bit more smoother, but just colouring that one in, layering it down. Now I know obviously at the moment it's all white, but what will happen, that will dry clear. I say clear, pretty much crystal clear. You'll get a light bit of a haze coming from it, but you'll see that pink coming all the way through, and then that's a nice alternative to glossy accents if you don't in fact have glossy accents. So as I say, looks white there, but it will start to dry clear. But let's pop that to the side. Let's bring in our card blank and we'll assemble this one. Another bit of card that I've got here, black card. It's not a double-sided, because this is just going to be for mats and layer purposes. And we're going to work this all the way around, and all that'll do is I'll bring in the finished design, Joe, and we're just going to layer it up over the top.
Awesome, looking absolutely beautiful. A lot of you loving this for paper piecing. Winstar saying it's going to be great for paper piecing. She says also those kind of cards you only give to special people, you know, because you've invested a little bit of time in them. Absolutely, going to be for those special people that you've got there. I do love the quite like the blush colours with the glitter. Wouldn't be something that I'd maybe automatically think of using together, Craig.
No, and it's not something that I would usually think of as well. What actually happened is when I was bringing out my cardstock, there was a little bit of kind of like the copper look that fell out of my box, and I thought, oh, I wonder if that would work. And it did. Sometimes it's just simply having a play with colours, seeing how it's going to look. But then I'm just going to pop a bow at the top there. Let's bring in a couple of petals just to finish off. Let's just pop one. I did have 3 of them, but one of them's fallen off. So let's just do the 2 for now. Let's pop 1 and 2 just into there. And then there we go. So that just shows you how you can do some paper piecing. You choose the colours you want, choose the cardstock. We've used a combination of texture, glitter and patterned paper. However, that could be many different. I love the idea of what you've just said, Joe, about using, you know, the matte, the glitter, as well as the mirror. That would look really, really nice.
It would look absolutely gorgeous. There's, remember, so many different directions that you can take these in as well, which is fantastic. Let me just share with you again what you're going to get included. So you've got the 4 different designs when it comes to the dies, and you're getting the card blanks and envelopes to go with those as well. So you've got that lovely kingfisher, the windmill there that you've just seen Craig creating with. You've got that gorgeous lily, and then this is my favourite one, the land and sea. I think that is truly, truly gorgeous. What you're going to get is you're going to get the die itself, and then what you're going to get is the card blanks and envelopes. So you're going to get 5 of the black, 5 of the white, the 10 envelopes that go with them. You do get the outer die within the die to cut the aperture as well. So once you're done using those, then absolutely you could cut your own if you wanted to. You get the heavyweight acetate in there, and you get the matte black adhesive card, self-adhesive cardstock as well. All of that combined should be almost £100, should be almost $125. Today, £64 if you're in the UK, which becomes $51.20 as a platinum member. As you said, you saw that it should be $125 almost in the US. If you're a platinum member, it becomes $64 as well, which is absolutely awesome value for money, almost saving as much as you're spending as a platinum member in the US. It is getting really busy now as we move towards the end of this show as well. Lots of you going for it. Far and away the busiest way to get hold of it is to go for that big collection. Also, what I love is some of you have been sending in some pictures, which we adore. Will has sent in some of his crochet. Look, he's done a crochet avocado. How gorgeous is that?
Love that.
My producer Laura is a bit obsessed with that. I think that is absolutely awesome.
You could maybe put like a cream egg or something in that.
Sorry?
You could maybe put like a cream egg or something in that.
Ooh, yeah. I like that idea. A cream egg pillow. Abs Green has also sent this one in, getting ahead with their Valentine's crafting, which is awesome, while she watches today as well. And oh, she's got a new desk as well that she was telling us about a little earlier.
I love it.
Is that. You know who I need to say thank you to, Craig? The gorgeous Mary from Tennessee. I just received it because obviously I was away over Christmas. She sent me the most gorgeous Christmas card, Craig. With lovely, it's got really beautiful parchment work on the front of it. And she sent a couple of pictures as well from when she was on the Craft House of me and her together in the same shot. She sent me a couple of pictures too. So thank you so much for that, Mary. It's so lovely, so kind, and so thoughtful of you as well. A lot of you chatting away still. Janet's letting me know that the windmill is her favourite. Robin's crafting away on an album for a mother-in-law. Sarah's is the bird box so fast is her favourite. The windmill is display worthy. It says, Fred, don't forget, if you want to let us know what has been your favourite demonstration so far, it could go onto the best, onto our Crafty Walk of Fame. And then it'll be on our Second Chance Sunday show. Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news, Craig?
We'll always go for bad news.
Bad news first. If you're not a fan of me, I'm here for the next 6 days in total with you, including today. If the good news, obviously, is if you are a fan of me, I'm here with you for 6 whole days. But yes, I'll be here with you all the way up until Tuesday. So it's literally like a bus, isn't it? You didn't get, there was none of me for a month, and now you can't get away. There's no escaping. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to be with you all through the weekend, and then I'm going to culminate. I've got a show with Sarah on Tuesday, which will be absolutely awesome. And I'm not allowed to talk about it because we're not talking about it until tomorrow. But there's going to be a lot happening between now and Tuesday. It's really, really exciting is all I can say. Craig, save me before I say too much.
Don't ask me to save you, because if it's what I think it is, then, I'm just going to lunge it in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take in a piece of our acetate to start with. So I thought instead of just taking the backing off, first of all, that will just kind of show you, if you have any trouble, I always just like to take my pokey tool on one side of our acetate. What I'm just doing is I'm just going to scrape it back just until I get that plastic cover to reveal itself. And then all that we're going to do is just peel that one off. It's only on the one side, it's not on both. So once you've got one, you know that you've got it completely off. Then what I've done beforehand is, this is just one of our aperture card blanks, the arch on it. I've taken a piece of pattern paper. This is actually from Sarah's past nautical collection. If you've got one of our past Crafters Inspiration magazines, you got the download where you could print some of the nautical. I've layered that over the top, and just with my craft knife, I've just cut all the way around from the back, just to create the aperture, and then the bit that's come out, I've just stuck it on the
Do you know
reverse.
what I thought you'd done there? I thought you'd stamped through it.
Did you?
Yeah, but that could be another way of doing it, couldn't it?
Could be.
Just holding it flat and then stamping both elements and letting it go.
You can do that if you want to. It would look quite effective that way. Actually, even just doing that on its own with maybe a sentiment in the middle, not even using the frames, would work really well. So that's how I've done that one. And have you noticed on all of my actual demos, not much mats and layers. I've really kind of just haul it back slightly, a lot, just so that you can really see how you can create your cards or your projects, and it's really going to focus on the actual dies themselves. So what we can do is take in another piece of our black card. It's got the double-sided adhesive on the back, and we're going to bring in the plates, Joe. We're going to bring in our plates, we're going to bring in our dies as well. And then what I'll do as well, just to show you, in case you want to do them separate, let's do that one. So I'm going to tape the outside one first. So we're just going to run this one through. Let's take that little bit loose, and we'll run this one through, and then we'll pop the arch within the middle in a moment.
Absolutely. Really lovely. The arch one is my favourite, actually, Craig. It reminds me of... when I was a kid, for a little while, we lived in a place called Bridlington. It's in it's North Yorkshire, basically. But from my bedroom window, I could see the lighthouse from Flamborough Head, and it used to shine through my bedroom window. Like every now and then, it would whiz round, and you'd see it shining against the. I think so. That reminds me of that, which always makes me feel a bit warm and fuzzy inside. But it also reminds me of, if you go and stay at like a holiday cottage. At the seaside.
Yeah.
So many of those cute little seaside cottages have those stained glass windows, don't they, above the front door, exactly in this style. So I think that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like getting fish and chips in Whitby or something like that.
Yeah.
It's that kind of, gives me those kind of vibes, which I love.
That would be really nice. Really nice. And that's the thing. So yeah, we're focusing on this one at the moment, but it could be any of them. Some of them, they're going to evoke memories for whatever reason. For me on that one, a bit like what you were saying there, for me it reminds me of back home, because down in Carnoustie we've got Barry Budden, so that's where they actually do a lot of the army training for, God forbid we ever need it in the world, but when the army need to train, you can go up to Condor and Arbroath, but they also come down to Barry Budden in Carnoustie, which is next to the golf course. But we've got 2 lighthouses there. We've got what we say is the newer one. We've also got the older one, which is apparently haunted. Never seen anything as of yet, but I do try. So it just reminds me of going for walks down here, because it's great. What we say is when the flags are up, that means that the army are training, so you can't go in. When the flags are down, it means there's nothing going on, so you can go across, and then you can go for walks, and you can walk for miles and miles and miles and miles. Such a lovely place, whether it's summer or even on winter. Really, really nice.
It seems to be, during lockdown, seems to be the one thing that we can do, Craig, is walk. And it seems to be the thing that we are all doing, doesn't it? I went for a walk yesterday from where I live in Manchester. I walked all the way to Salford Quays, which is like where the BBC TV studios and all of that is. And then all the way back again. And it was like 18,000 steps in the end in one walk. Took me 3 hours. I have got, Craig, the biggest blister on my foot today I can attest to.
I can imagine.
So a lot of walking is what we all seem to do at the moment. But it's lovely to get out, especially when it's like fresh and sunny. I love it.
Get wrapped up. It's really, really nice. And I know obviously we're trying to shed a bit of light. You know, I know it is serious, you know, but with lockdown, you know, when lockdown happened again there, it's kind of like all the dogs throughout the UK were like, oh no, I'm going to be walked off the back legs again. Here we go again.
But banana bread's like, woohoo, here comes banana bread again. I don't know if it was the same in the US, but in the UK, during the first lockdown, everyone just seemed to bake banana bread. I don't know what it was. But there was some delicious banana bread, so I shan't moan in the office. But yeah, banana bread seems to be the go-to bake for lockdown. Mary says as well, you are so welcome, Joe. I had so much fun with you and Sarah on the show. So if any of you are interested in coming on the show, go ahead. The Crafters TV crew is amazing. That means if you want to be on one of our upcoming Craft House shows, of course you can. Email us studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. I'm going to be doing Craft House this Saturday, aren't I? It's going to be the first one I have done in months. I haven't done one in such a long time. I think the last time I did one actually was with Ro, and it was so much fun. So really looking forward to that on Saturday.
On Saturday.
I'll give you a little bit more of a update as to what shows I've got coming up throughout the next sort of 5 days here at Crafters TV during our later cartload show. I'll try. Kathy says, I love lighthouses. I used to live in one. Kathy used to live in a lighthouse, Craig. Her dad was a lighthouse keeper. I guess that makes sense. And Anne says, I think the thing over here was sourdough. Everyone was at it.
Sourdough.
Sourdough bread.
I do like it, yeah. Never made it though. Never made it before.
Yeah, it's quite hard because it's like a living thing, isn't it? So it's a sourdough. Right. So you have a sourdough starter, which is like it's kind of like a living organism because it's bacteria basically that's alive. Yeah. Some of the oldest sourdough starters in the world are hundreds of years old, Craig, because you just add a little bit of the dough back into the starter every time you've done it. It's fascinating. I mean, I literally could talk about it for hours. My love of carbs knows no bounds, Craig.
Yeah, but you're a good cook though, aren't you?
Well, I think I used to be, you know, but I think I'm a bit out of practice these days, Craig.
Do you think so?
My Christmas dinner was pretty good, I must say. I did have a lot of help from my friend Lee. And also, I have one single oven, and thankfully, my friend Lee, who I've been bubbling with during the lockdowns, he lives in the flat below me, Craig, which is handy.
Oh, that's
because
good.
I don't know how people cook a whole Christmas dinner in one single oven. It was turkey downstairs, roast potatoes upstairs is what we had. But it's a big job. Even in 2 ovens, it was quite a lot. I don't know how people do it in one single oven. Oh, it's on a postcard. Yeah.
Did your friend move in because you moved there, or have you become friends because you moved there?
So me and Lee were friends. Have been friends for a very, very long time. He was renting in Manchester. I was looking for somewhere to buy. He also owned a house somewhere else. So he was kind of looking to buy already.
Right.
And then we found the apartments, and I really loved the one on the 3rd floor, and the one on the 2nd floor was available. So he went and looked at it and loved it and moved in underneath. So it's a bit like Friends now.
It's like Friends, yeah.
And we also know the person that lives below Lee as well. So there's 3 of us that all know each other that live on the one corner.
That is brilliant.
It's quite good fun.
Be like 3 men and a baby.
Absolutely. Well, you wouldn't want to leave a baby with us. No, we can't. I mean, we can't look after ourselves at the best of time, Craig, let alone a baby. Absolutely not. Christine Mahoney says, I'd love to be on the show with you, Joe. I've never been on with you yet. Email in, Christine, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Pop Craft House into the comments. Do it today, and Laura will get back to you immediately, is what she just said. There is a promise. Amy said, that's right, my son got a sourdough starter in the mail. I mean, literally, since lockdown, there isn't anything you can't get in the mail now, is there? Literally, you can get a mail everything. Even like 3-course meals you can get delivered in the mail that you then reheat in the oven. I mean, it's all go. Suzanne says, Joe, I'm so glad you're back to spill all the secrets. I can't spill the secrets, right? Tomorrow, you're going to find out something fun tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. It's all I'm allowed to tell you at the moment. Sarah came in when we played the Club Inspire video. She came in to say hello and she warned me. She said, Joe, you cannot say anything. So I'm not allowed to say anything till tomorrow. Evelyn says, any tips for colouring with tri-blends on acetate? Evelyn saying sometimes she struggles with it a little bit, Craig.
I would do it really quite quick, so don't take your time. You know, maybe, you know, when you're doing it onto smooth cardstock, your Nina, you're doing it quite slow. What you do is you go really quite quick, and that's going to stop any streaking or that. So that's what I would say when it comes to your acetate, is to do it that way. Works best. But you can see all that I've just been doing is just colouring in. I'm just going to work all the way around, picking them out. This one, unlike the very first one that we done when we've done the colouring, this time we're completely colouring in all of the different components. So we're using a mixture of colours. So what I've done, I've used True Blue, I've used dark red, light green, alpine green, earth brown, and I'm on citrus at the moment, for anyone that's wanting to know.
PPE Pam's chimed up. I knew it'd only be a matter of time, Craig. Pam says, Joe, 3 men are in the flat, the baby's in the flat opposite. Of course it is. How could I go wrong? Finally made eye contact with the neighbours New Year's Eve, Craig. It was a big moment. We waved and then we both turned away and didn't
Oh.
They're not that close. They're not like, they're probably about, you know, there's a path and a road and a path. They're probably about 60, 70 feet away, I'd imagine. So what, maybe sort of 25, 30 metres away? Something like that.
Were you wearing your Ken Barlow kimono type thing at the time?
Ken Barlow kimono. I think I actually was at the time, to be fair. So maybe they got a bit of a shock. Maybe actually, yes, we'll do pictures. Maybe we'll do some pictures tomorrow. I'll dig some pictures, Christmas pictures out, and we can share them tomorrow with each other. Some of your Christmas pictures and some of my Christmas pictures. We'll do that in tomorrow's show. So when you, Craig, as well, of course, are back again, aren't we, for Cartload in about an hour and 15 minutes' time. What can we expect from that show? It's going to be Fast and Furious, I'm thinking.
It's going to be absolutely Fast and Furious. It's not going to be demo based as such. We will be using the products, but what we're going to do is we're going to show you what the products do. Some, as I said earlier on, there's some that you've not seen for a while. Most of them, once they are gone, you're not going to see. We've got a good variety of selection of products on, so whether you do like to do your stamping or your embossing, your colouring, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, but yeah, absolutely, it's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be so quick, so it's going to be a good one.
It is going to be a lot of fun. I had no idea what you meant by the Ken Barlow kimono. Producer Laura's just sent me a photo of Ken Barlow in his kimono. Mine is not short. It's, you know, I'm not even showing a bit of ankle in mine. But yeah, make sure you join us both for that later Cartload show.
Talking of Ken Barlow and Coronation Street, obviously Coronation Street's filmed at...
in Manchester, Craig?
At the BBC studios.
Yes.
Across
you'll have
the
to come over. We can go for you can actually go to the Coronation Street tour at Salford Quays, where I was walking yesterday. Apparently it's brilliant, according to producer Laura.
I'd love to go.
If someone from Coronation Street walked up to me in the street and slapped me with a wet fish, Craig, I would not know who they are. I mean, I don't know who any of these people are.
I would. I'd faint probably.
Who's Gail Platt's mum? Audrey Roberts. She's often in Sainsbury's at the bottom of Deansgate. That's all I know, because my friends see her in there all the time. Always stocking up on the wine, apparently. Oh. There you go.
If I'm ever in Manchester, I'm going to stand outside Sainsbury's then.
Oh, and I did see, only because I know, because someone told me who it was, Dev at the train station about 4 weeks ago. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't mean, it means nothing to me.
Yeah. I'm trying to... Oh, who would I love to see? Oh, what's her name again? She's actually... she's not in it at the moment because she's been away on maternity leave. She plays Sophie Webster.
Oh, yes.
She was on Dancing on Ice. Was it last year or the
Is
year
Kim
before?
Marsh in Coronation Street?
Not anymore. She used to be. She used to be,
She
not
used
now.
to be. See, I know she is, only because she was in Hearsay. That's the only reason I know
Yeah,
she
that's right, yeah.
Anyway, you guys in the US, which makes up a big proportion of you, are thinking, what on earth are these two chatting
Brooke
about?
Vincent.
Sorry?
Brooke Vincent.
Do it again?
Brooke Vincent.
Brooke Vincent.
Yeah.
There you are. I wouldn't have slept tonight.
You never know, she might be a crafter.
Absolutely. Liz says, when I was younger and I lived, when I was younger and worked in Manchester, I used to see the cast of Coronation Street in the Midland Hotel and in Marks and Spencer's. Do you know what we could do for the last 10 minutes of the show? Your best ever celeb spot. Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Best celeb spot. Oh, I'm going to have a think about that. Craig, that is another beautiful demonstration. I don't know how people are going to choose between all of the ones that you've made so far. So we've got that lovely one there with the windmill. I'm going to say the windmill is probably my favourite. The lighthouse is my favourite of the three so far.
You like the lighthouse one, do you? I've got this one just here.
But you've got the kingfisher, you've got the windmill, you've got the lily there as well. I mean, you've got so much choice. Let us know in the comments on YouTube or Facebook which one is your favourites. We'll put it onto our Crafty Walk of Fame and we'll revisit them all on Sunday during our Second Chance Sunday show, which will be absolutely awesome. Katrina Hancock says Brooke Kinsella is her best celeb spot. There you go. Debbie Robinson's is David Walliams. She was telling me about it last time I saw her. And he said to her, oh, you're a funny one, aren't you? She is a funny one, isn't she? So I guess it makes sense. Right, let me recap the different ways in which you've got of grabbing hold of these. So, firstly, you've got the half moon, which is this one just here with that lovely land and sea. Remember what you're getting in these smaller collections is the die itself. You still get the outer edge die to create the aperture. What you've also then got as well are the card blanks. So you're getting 10, 5 of each colour, and the envelopes to match as well. You've also got the diamond as well, which is this one just here. Really love that. Gorgeous shape. You've got that beautiful lily in there. You can colour that up in loads of different ways as well, which I think is going to be loads and loads of fun. You've then got this one just here, which is the arch, $16.99 or $19.95. Again, you've got a 20% saving on these smaller collections as well. So even though we've given you something that's a little bit more concise, you've still got a great saving on it as well. This one here is that kingfisher as well, which is beautiful, which is a rectangle, $16.99 or $19.95. Now, as always, of course, the best way to get the best value is to go for the whole collection. So what you're going to get in the whole collection is you're going to get all of the 4 individual collections that I've just shown you. You're then going to get, of course, that matte black cardstock as well, the self-adhesive matte black cardstock, let's not forget, in the A5 size. You're going to get as well the acetate, the heavyweight acetate, which is there for you too. So really, really concise. £64 if you're in the UK. As a platinum member, $51.20. $80 becomes $64 as a platinum member if you are in the US. Of all the different options available to you on the show today, far and away the busiest is our big collection, which is that one there because it represents the best saving. Club Inspired Platinum members, you're saving $48.70 in the UK, $60.50 in the US. Great, great value. A lot of you are coming back as well and stocking up on those consumable elements. So the card bases and the envelopes. This here, $14.97 or $20.85, that gets you 10 of each of the card blanks, 5 black, 5 white, in the 4 different styles, and then the 40 envelopes that you need to go with it as well. So that's another 40 cards that you could add for $14.97. Do you know what I'd be doing, which I'm hearing a lot of you are doing as well, is I'd be going for the large collection and then adding another one of those, maybe even a couple of those, in there as well, because you think $14.97, that's another 40 cards that you're able to make with those, which is fantastic. Maybe you want to go for the acetate. We've got that available for you on the show today, and that's coming alongside the self-adhesive matte black cardstock as well. $13.95 or $17.52 if you want to go for that. You've got a 20% saving there on that one as well. Lots of you talking about your favourite demos. Andrea says the Lighthouse, Tony says the Kingfisher, Anne says she likes the Kingfisher box. I think the Kingfisher's out in the lead at the moment. Will says he once went for a coffee with Joe Brand. That's his best celeb spot. What's your best celeb spot, Craig?
I'm trying to think that years ago I met Lightning from Gladiators, the original Gladiators.
That is such a you celeb spot, Craig. That really is. I love how random you are sometimes. George Ezra at Glastonbury. Andy stopped to have a photo with me as well. He was lovely. That was a good one.
Tell you what happened with me years and years ago is when I went to watch in Aberdeen, the wrestling, the WWE, and at the time Hardcore Holly came down the aisle and he was clapping hands. Well, he nearly broke my hand. The actual like speed and how hard he clapped my hand, he nearly broke it.
Oh.
Just thought I would tell you.
Where there's blame, there's claim, Craig.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's lots you can do with these. You've got a few different examples over there you want to share with us, Craig.
I do indeed. So we'll quickly go through a few of them from each of the set there. So we can see with the lily here. So you can change the shape completely when it comes to your card blank. And then you can see as well, so if we turn round that way, so you can see how we're doing different styles in that. So you've got different styles when it comes to the actual lily that you've got here. So glittering through them all if you wanted to. Doing the shaker element like we've done in with the Kingfisher. Going right and bold in with your tri-blend pens when it comes to your white smooth cardstock. But then what about the Kingfisher? So again on this one here, a bit like that last one, we've coloured in with the actual tri-blends. It could be classics, it could be any of your mediums. Another take on a shaker, but maybe you want to do your backdrops when it comes to your sparkle pens or your sparkle pots, but then you can go large as well. We've got another few where we've gone really bright with colouring into your acetate with the windmill. Do your shading if you want to. Why not pop it onto your Nina cardstock? You can do your shading. Really gone to town with the glitter on here. And then another one where we've done a mix and match with two different colours of the blue as well as the red. Really like that effect. It's got a very, a nighttime kind of look, as if a storm is an actual fact. Come in, again, and going straight on, do your colouring in, doing your blend in. Another acetate look you can see here. So you can see these really lend themselves when it comes to acetate, hence why you get them within the collection. Once you've used your acetate, you can be using normal heavyweight acetate as well. Same with the card blanks, you can make your own using the dies that come within the set.
Absolutely, so much that you're going to be able to do with these. £64 at $80. Remember as well, the 4 demos that Craig did that you're voting for, you've got that beautiful Kingfisher that he did with the box there. The wonderful Land and Sea that he did as well with the pattern paper, which is fantastic. You've then got this one here, which is that arch, which he did with the gorgeous glitter card and that beautiful bow on there too. And then I love this one here as well. This is the lily that you've done. Was that with the lily paper pad as well, that one, Craig?
It was, yeah, the Nature Garden.
They're like gold dust, those lily paper pads, aren't they? They're a collector's item. Honestly, they're like hen's teeth, as our Leanne would say. Right, it's been announced. We've got a winner. It is the Land and Sea. The bird box is your favourite demo of the show. Is it Land and Sea? Oh yeah. Do you know what I did? I've literally done an Oscars. I've done an Ollie Murs on the X Factor. Yeah. It clearly says here, Lighthouse seems to be the winner. Kingfisher close second. Oh, I'm sorry, Kingfisher. Look at what you could have won.
Oh, I love that moment.
I'll get better, I promise. You can tell I've had a month off, can't you? The Lighthouse was the favourite. So that is going into our Second Chance Sunday Hall of Fame. So I'll pop it over that side, actually. We'll pop it over there. There we are. And we'll revisit those during Second Chance Sunday on Sunday. of course, which will be absolutely awesome. Now, it's Thursday, so that means second show of the day is going to be a Fast and Furious sale show, and that's what we've got for you. We are of course talking cartload. All the deals are live as well right now over on the website, so if you want to, you can pop yourself over to the website craftscompanion.co.uk.com.au, click offers and click cartload, and you'll see everything that's coming up. I know that there's been a lot of sellouts already, even just since we were going through the show this morning. Still lots of great things on the show though, Craig. What can we expect?
We may have a few when it comes to Nature Garden collection. We've got a couple of cardstocks that's really nice, really vibrant, really bright as well. We'd work well with that one as well. As I say, we may have maybe one, maybe two, maybe a wee bit more when it comes to goodie bags. We've got some craft kits as well. We've got some of the craft boxes. Double-sided dies are also in there. Stencils, background stencils with the stamps. We've got them.
Well, good luck trying to get all of these demoed, Craig.
Shadow Alphabets, which is one of my favourite alphabet sets that we do. That's on as well. So you want to check them out.
And the Shadow Alphabet is on an incredible price. I know you're absolutely going to love it. There's loads of shows coming out all weekend. There's a bit of an announcement coming up tomorrow as well. Obviously, I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm teasing the tease that's happening tomorrow. I don't even know if we're talking about it tomorrow. Maybe we're just teasing it from tomorrow. I don't know. It's like the pre-tease tease. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, you're going to make sure you want to join us tomorrow because I've got gossip. The tea is piping hot. I'm going to be sharing it with you. Loads of you loving this show as well. Still loads of lovely comments about Craig's demonstrations as well. Yeah, as I was saying, make sure you get yourself over to the website. Shop ahead for that cartload show as well. I'm going to be with you here all through the weekend as well on Crafty TV, so I really do hope that you keep it tuned to us all weekend. Craig, I think we've just about got time. Do you reckon a cup of tea, maybe a biscuit, a little bit of natter before the next show?
Cup of tea. I'm waiting to go and get my lunch. I'm absolutely starving. I've not eaten yet, and then we're going to be back in an hour's time. We'll get a cup of tea as well.
I haven't brought any lunch in with me. I'm going to have to nip out and get a sandwich or something
going to
from the garage. Porridge apparently. I've got my, do you know what I've got my heart set on, Craig?
What's that?
A Greggs sausage roll. That's what I'm fancying for my lunch. I reckon I've just got time to nip out.
Of course you do.
Before
I'll start the
that
show
next
if you're
show.
late.
Thank you. Always got my back, Craig. Right, you guys have got an hour. Get some lunch, get some breakfast, do what you need to do, do some crafting, get yourself set, but make sure you're back here in an hour's time to join us for that fabulous cartload show. Massive thanks to Craig, as always. Huge thanks to you guys at home, and I will see you back here in an hour. Take care. Bye.